guys, welcome back to Stop Crazy with Qwaci. It's Qwaci, of course, and today is the day a lot of you guys have been waiting for. It's Cooking Crazy with Qwaci, and today I'm going to be giving you guys my good brown stew chicken recipe, a Jamaican classic. Everybody eats it for Sunday dinner usually, but you can eat it any day of the week. So if you guys want to see this recipe, if you want to impress somebody, if you just want to cook for your family and want to try something different, this is the recipe for you. So if you want to see this recipe and more, stay tuned for my authentic Jamaican brown stew chicken recipe. First things first, I'm using chicken thighs today. I really like chicken breasts, but for this recipe, I'm gonna use chicken thighs. So right now I have it soaking in vinegar and water. You could add lemons if you want, but that's just to clean the chicken and get the scent out and the rawness, and it just gets all the gunk out. And when you're cleaning it, when you're actually like cleaning it, it makes it so much easier. Over here I have my thyme, I have pimento seeds. This is a Jamaican favorite. It looks like black peppercorn, but it really has like it just smells so good. I have scallions, garlic, sweet pepper. We call it sweet pepper, you guys call it bell pepper in America. I have an onion. I do like to put potatoes and carrots, just cut them up and put them in my brown stew chicken just to add a little, extra surprise. For my seasoning, like my powder seasoning, the paprika and cayenne is just my little favorite. You don't have to have that. But the essentials are some seasoning salt. I like Lawry's. I like Lawry's garlic salt as well. It's super flavorful. I like Maggi seasoning, all purpose. I like their chicken seasoning. I like their fish seasoning, but I can't get it in Ohio. Like there's nowhere to get it. So I usually get it from New York or when I go to New York or whatever. I have black pepper. I have some garlic, scallion, and allspice. So the allspice is really pimento seeds. That's another name for it. So they, just chop it up or blend it up or whatever. I have Maggi chicken seasoning, but it's not the same as this. But we're gonna use it as a substitute. I don't know what's the deal with it. Onion, garlic, and red pepper. And oh, did I tell you guys I have scotch bonnet pepper? This is an essential. Like Jamaican scotch bonnet pepper is super hot. Sometimes it is, but you can also smell it and see, if it's hot or not. The essential to start the show for brown stew chicken is browning. Now browning is gonna help to brown your chicken as it suggests, and when I'm cooking it, you're gonna see what it actually does. It doesn't taste like anything, but you don't want to put too much. I don't know if that makes sense, but I'll show you guys what to do and how to do it and how to get it right. But these are the essentials right now for your brown stew chicken. So get all your essentials and let's get to cooking. Alright, so first things first, wash your hands in, okay? You need a clean kitchen, clean hands, clean everything. Now we're gonna cut the chicken up, we're gonna clean it, all of that. So for chicken thighs, this is why I don't really like using chicken thighs, because it requires a little bit extra cleaning. But you can see I have a little garbage bag here that just prevents just the movement from the garbage can to that. It just makes it a little easier. So you're gonna take the skin off. You're just gonna, I don't know how to really explain it, but you just gonna kind of rip it. So the vinegar also allows it to be a little bit easier, and then you're just gonna take off all that gunk, all the fat, all that excess fat that it's got on there. See all of that? I'm gonna get that off. Just gonna slice it. I like a wider knife too, and then you just take off. I let it look straight out here. Take off all of that. Just move that to the side, you put that in the bag. See how easy that is? Then you're gonna cut it up a good size. And when I say a good size, you gotta think when the gravy and all of that is making, you don't want it to mash up, you don't want it to break apart, you know what I mean? So we just I'm gonna see how much I could do this in, maybe 3. So I'm gonna do it this way, and then I'm gonna chop it this way, okay? So you're gonna go this way. This is the size you want. This is the ideal size. And then this way. Now the good thing, I'm gonna chop it so you're not gonna be able to hear me. So this is just how I chop it. You can chop it however you want, but easy cheesy, through the bone. So this is a good size. The thing I love about brown stew chicken is that it feeds so many people. That's why it's my favorite. And then you just put that back in the water, let it soak for a little bit, and then you just do the rest. Get not skip this step. Like, you absolutely cannot skip cleaning the chicken. I don't care what nobody says. You have to get the fat off. You have to get all that gunk off. You have to clean the chicken. You cannot skip this, or else you're not making this. Like, and if you skip it, don't tell anybody I'm the one who taught you how to do this, because I taught you to clean the chicken. And then you just wash that off, rinse it off, and then we pat it dry. Now, the idea of this is so that the powder season and everything could stick. You know, you don't want the season to run off, because then when the season run off, the thing about that is that you find yourself adding more and more season, and you're not gonna need more. You're wasting season at that point. So just dry it off, get it really in there. All right, now comes the fun part. We're gonna season. I'm gonna take this off. We're gonna season up this chicken. Now first, I like to start with my powder season and then go into the scallion, onion, olive, something. So I like to start with my salty seasoning first, because in my head I can see the salt. You know what I mean? Like, I know how much I'm putting. I don't want to put the rest of these things, and then now the red look like red. Now I don't know what's salty and what's not. So I eyeball measure, which a lot of people are like, oh, I don't know how to eyeball, but I'm gonna show you a good little tip that I do to eyeball. So I don't have a lot of chicken, but I'm gonna really season this shit up, okay? So for me, I just start right here. I start a little bit high. You don't want to go too low, because this is how we're going to eyeball measure it, okay? Start up here, and then you just gently go across and then take it back. Cool. Then I'm gonna do my black pepper. This is just the way that I do it. You go across, come back. See? My garlic salt, go across, come back. Now you might need more, you know, but start light first and then build your way up. I'm gonna do my all-purpose. Go across. And you could be heavy, a little bit heavy. You don't have to be scared, because you want it to have some color. I'm gonna do the garlic, scallion, and allspice. Go across, come back. Garlic powder. Now these aren't salty, so you could kind of be a little bit more generous. You don't have to be too scared. But with anything, you don't want to add too much. Okay, good. But you just season it, you know? If it's too salty, you can always add water. You know, there's ways to fix it if it's not what you want it to be. I'm gonna add some cayenne pepper. You don't have to, but I just think it adds a nice little kick, you know, a little kick up. And some paprika. And last but not least, I don't even think this is last, but some chicken seasoning. All right, and I'm gonna add my little crushed red pepper. Now, I don't have a smaller bottle for it, so I kind of just do it this way. You can add as much or as little as you want. And then you just mix that up. Next up, we have our onion, scallion, thyme, all of that stuff. And then we're gonna add the browning. So I'm just gonna do it as I go. So I just like to, I don't know how much onion I'm gonna use, but I'm gonna start with one. I'm gonna cut it in half, and then cut that half in half. And then you just cut that up in there. We're not dicing it, we're not doing none of that, we're just cutting it straight in there. You just kind of eyeball it. Look like it needs some more. So we just gonna add some more. This is all just about how you want it to be, you know? Do it look like it needs some more? Hey, just add some more. If it look like it needs, let's say just take it out and throw it away. And you kind of want the same amount of like the scallion, blah blah blah, ray, tay. You want everything to kind of like be like, you know, the same amount. Or generally, because them just like add flavor, so it's not like you don't take away from nothing. You can't over season with these, I feel like. Next, I'm gonna have my scallion, so you're gonna strip off that first part, cut off this part. All right, that looks good. Wash off that, come back over here, so. And then you could either mash it up and then put it in there, or you can do it the way that I'm gonna do it and just press. No rhyme or reason. You just I rhyme or reason, you know, but for the most part, it's not no rhyme or reason, you know? You just chop it up. And say that look good? Yeah, that look good. Now I really want this to be a little more in-depth than like regular cooking videos, because I really want y'all to know how to do it, you know? You just move that over and then you just have a little garlic. Now for garlic, the easier way to do this, I just like to use my knife and just press on it. And then the whole thing comes out. Easy cheesy. And you just cut that. No rhyme or reason, you just have cut that and go on. And then my scotch bonnet. Let me just chop that, but you can chop it on your chopping board, guys. But I just like to, and you can smell it and see if it's really hot. If it's not, you could just add a little bit more than usual. I will leave it at that. And then I'm gonna add my thyme. I'm gonna add about this much. And then my pimento seed. I think I'm gonna smash it and add it in there. You could add it whole, but I'm gonna just smash it. And my counters are clean. This is the importance of having a clean kitchen. You could just work with more. You could use it on your cutting board or whatever, but I'm not pretty up the thing. I just do it all my do it. Okay? And then just mix that up. Alright, so now to start the show, now that we have our chicken seasoned up, the scallion, onion, blah blah blah, we're gonna add our browning. So browning is a little tricky, so you don't want to add too much. It does have a little smell. It tastes like something, but not regular something, you know. So I like to put it in my cap. I'm not putting it in a spoon. You could put it in a spoon, but I don't like to use extra things that I don't need to use. So I'm gonna start off with 2 cupfuls. All right, start off with that, and then you just mix it, and you see if any more, your eyeball. Remember, this is an eyeball channel, okay? You mix it in, and you really mix it. When I say mix it, I mean mix that shit. And rub it. Hold it, and you're gonna start smelling it, and it smells so friggin' good. Oh my god. See that? Nice and seasoned up. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you season brown stew chicken. And you can make it stay and go on and chill and build. And I put gloves on because I don't want my nails to get stained up. You could totally do it without that, but yeah. So make that one. I think I'm gonna add another piece of thyme just because I'm extra like that. And you just make that go on chill. You could leave that overnight. You could do it right away, whatever. You could leave it for 20 minutes, 10 minutes. You could just cook it if you want, cook it after you do it. But I'm just gonna let that sit for maybe 20 minutes. And then we're gonna cook it up. All right? Stay tuned. So we have our Dutch pot. This is a Jamaican staple pot. You have to have this pot. Well, you don't have to have it to cook it, but like if you want to really cook some Jamaican food, get a Dutch pot. I'll put a link below to where you could get one. So I have the pot heating up. It's at a 7. My stove goes up to 10, so it's a little in between. It's a good little pace, you know? So I'm gonna add some cooking oil. And I'm gonna use vegetable oil. You can use whatever, but it's a vegetable. Not that much to start off. Yeah, because we don't want it too oily. We're not deep frying that chicken. You know, we just doing like a pan sear first, and then you put it back in, and then you let it make it gravy and all that. So you'll see as I do it. We're gonna take off all the seasoning and stuff, all that skeleton and stuff, and then we're gonna just put the chicken in there by itself. No seasoning yet. We're gonna use it, but not yet. Now we're browning the chicken. Remember it's called brown stew? It's actually the correct name. We're gonna brown it, and then we're gonna stew it. Just move it around so everybody can have its own place. Put one more in there. We're not cooking all the way through. When it looks like it's starts cooked, you just flip it and cook the other side. We're not cooking it all the way through. Potato. Right? 1 minute on each side should be good. But again, just eye it. So I'll turn that off, and then we're gonna drain out the oil. Now it's very important to do that step, because then when we make our gravy, it won't have that oil. So we're gonna take that out, drain that out, but we're gonna leave all of this flavor. We're gonna leave that in there. All right. So now we drain the oil. I have the stove at a 6. It goes up to a 10. We put it down a notch just for this part. So now we're gonna take our chicken. We're gonna put that back in there. And it's really one step after the other. Like, you just drain it, put it back in there. And then we're gonna put all our seasoning, and now we're gonna do the stew part. So you put that, get a spoon. Put that, all of that, yep. All of that in there. And we're not gonna wash this out because we might need it if we need a little extra gravy. I'm gonna turn this up to 7. And then you just mix that around a little bit. And just add a little bit of water. And the reason I'm gonna put it in this, for obvious reasons, for the flavor. So I'm gonna add some hot water. So I'm gonna add just this amount, right? That's not a lot, but it's gonna help it to make this gravy. So I'm gonna put that in there. And then just, I'm gonna put it on 7, and then I'm gonna let it do what it does. We're about to take it up a notch. So now it's boiling and all of that. You can really, you can smell it, it's coming along. We're gonna add some ketchup. So we're just gonna put about that much in there. I'm gonna add some butter. Not that much. It's crazy because in a Jamaican household, when you hear that, that's the sound that some good food is cooking. And I'm gonna let that chill out. I'm gonna add some sugar. Deontay's gonna say he's the one who put me onto this. You can make it without sugar, but I'm just gonna add a little bit, just to kind of cut through the flavor. Go to the much. And then I haven't tasted it yet. I don't know if it needs more seasoning yet, but we just gonna let the flavors that's in there play out, and then we could go from there. So right now you're just on, and we're just gonna cover it and let it go on cook. That's it. That's all there is. Take a little piece. Let me find a good piece. And this is where we taste it, just to make sure everything's on track. And you want to taste it with the gravy, so I like to just take off a piece, dip it in gravy, and take out this little piece right here. Look how beautiful that looks, and tender and juicy. Drain it off, don't burn yourself. And then, since I'm the only one eating from the pot, I can use the fork. We don't need to put nothing else in there. None of that. Only thing we're gonna put in there is the potatoes. We don't need all the seasoning. It's spiced just right, like the pepper is just right. Everything is just right. I love when this happens. But if this is the stage, if it's not perfect and if you want to add something else, you could, now you just add up the seasoning. Now I'm just gonna put some potatoes in there. I might add some more water just to help the potatoes cook a little faster. Look at that, that is gorgeous. Look at that. And it is ready, it tastes Dakam. And I did go ahead and add about a tablespoon of cornstarch just to thicken up the gravy. You can see it's nice and thick. And now it's time to plate it and eat. Let's get it. We have our white rice. Usually on Sundays, we'll do rice and peas, but today, it's okay on Thursday. We're gonna do a nice little white rice. Nice little jasmine rice. Let me just plate that. Look at that. Oh my God. Look at that. Gorgeous. And that is how you make brown stew chicken with love. This looks amazing. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you want to see more, don't forget, subscribe, like, comment. Tell me what you want to see. Tell me if you enjoyed this video. Tell me if there's any steps that I missed out that you would like to see. Okay? Till next time, it's Qwaci for Food Crazy with Qwaci, signing out.